There are many ways to develop an impressive back, but getting a strong weighted pull-up is one of the most feasible and effective methods of doing so. And it has a very high success rate. It stood the test of time. So if you haven't tried this already, please do so because chances are you will succeed and you will stop wasting your time with this fucking garbage that you see on Instagram Fitness specifically. So thank God for guys like Scott Herman and Every Damn Day Fitness. But I digress. So what I'm saying is that you should view this exercise as a competition lift. I'm not telling you to only do it, drop all your rows and your deadlifts. I'm not saying that. But start treating this exercise more seriously instead of the fucking fluff that's so common nowadays. Because I can guarantee you that if you're adding numbers year after year on this exercise and you truly view it as an essential lift, you won't have problems building up your back. In fact, let's look at those who really emphasize this lift the most. Weighted calisthenics athletes. What do you see in most cases? Crazy backs. In fact, I don't think I ever saw a guy who had an elite weighted pull-up who had a weak back, strength and size wise. It's almost impossible to find. Look at all the heavyweights. Look at all the dudes who do weighted calisthenics. Every single time they have an impressive back. Because it works. This is significant to me because a lot of times that's all these guys are doing. In addition to gymnastics and stuff like that. But for most part, it's just bar work. And on top of that, the majority are natural from what I've seen. Hasn't quite hit that drug point yet. Whereas in bodybuilding and powerlifting and strongman and all that, lots of drug use. So it's hard to distinguish what's actually effective. But we know that pull-ups, they fucking work. And in my experience, they've been proven to be really, really valuable. I've done over a full year of weighted pull-up specialization. Actually, let's compare it to 2016, 2017, to when I wasn't doing a lot of pull-ups. I was over 20 pounds heavier, full-on bear mode. I would argue that I look better now, despite not doing heavy rows in a long time in addition to deadlifts of all types. Yet my back looks better than ever. What does this demonstrate about the weighted pull-up? It works. Plain and simple. On top of that, it's an exercise where you're moving through space. It yields tremendous carryover to general athletics and skill work done on bars. You're not just this lifter guy who has to use machines and fucking free weights all the time. Like, you can do shit on the bar. And if you don't care about that, well, the training itself is feasible. It's realistic. Most of you can get over 100 pounds on the weighted pull-up without difficulties. I'm not telling you to get a 600-pound deadlift. And the risk of injury is low in doing so. There's no stress in the lower back. And there's low fatigue when you do lots of pull-ups. That's why you can hammer the volume. You can hammer the frequency. You can hammer the intensity. It doesn't kill you. It doesn't break you down. So you're getting exercise it's a compound lift, obviously. It's been proven to work over a long period of time. And it doesn't beat you down. It doesn't destroy your recovery. It's also a weighted stretching exercise at the bottom. You get that crazy effect, which will really help build up that mass. And I would argue that it does a better job of building up your biceps than rows. Now, am I saying that you should never curl? Hell no, bro. You know me, I'm all about maximized programming. You want to do your fucking curls. But a lot of people, this is going to help. So you're getting a bang for your buck compound movement that gets you strong on a variety of different exercises. It yields carryover in every possible way. It gets your back jacked. It gets you good at skill work. It's feasible to achieve. It's easy on your recovery. It's simple to program. Like, all you gotta do is rotate the variations, manage your volume intensity the proper way. Like, what more do you want? This is the least complicated way of getting a bigger back, and it actually works. So fucking try it out. I'm telling you right now, like, making the pull-up a competition lift was one of the best decisions of my life. And I'm constantly seeing how beneficial they really are. In the past, I used to think that wasn't the case, right? But that's because my numbers weren't quite there yet. I hadn't realized what the true benefits were. But that's why if you treat it more seriously, like I'm telling you in this video, you'll come to the same conclusions as myself. And then you'll start to question a lot of the other methods that guys are talking about. And you'll think to yourself, is that really necessary? You'll be watching these videos on YouTube and Instagram, and you're going to think, well, couldn't you have just done weighted pull-ups, taking your numbers up? Honestly, to me, back day is just getting a strong pull-up. And then I do some volume rows on the side and some accessories for my rear delts, but that's about it. It's not complicated. It's not hard. And I keep getting better and better every year. So what's your excuse? If I can do it as an advanced lifter, you can do it too. So stop wasting your time with garbage. I'm not saying every other method is doomed to fail, but this is one that you can pretty much guarantee is going to work, which is why I recommend it. Otherwise, check out my yoke playlist. I provide other ways of getting a bigger back, all very effective as well.